to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Oh, welcome in. Tuesday, the end of February. What day is it? It's the 24th.
24th.
We're just a couple of guys doing a show. The Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Andy, Mike. Ooh. Cardboard Bear extraordinaire.
Yes.
It looks a little different in here, Mike, in the midst of some studio renovations.
Yes. The listener at home, may not have fully realized. I mean, we said, hey, we're recording some stuff early because the three of us are going to take a break. And while that was going, the shows are still coming up. But the crew around here, because we said get to work, we're out.
No, physically get to work.
Tools, and we got a little
adhesives.
We got some studio renos going on.
We actually have a new back wall. The brick has been swapped out. We have new
go to the
paneling behind Mike and I. We have some new lighting.
What's this?
It is not a completed project by any stretch of the imagination. That's why Jason wouldn't show up. He's like, hey, if it's not completely ready for me, I'm not setting foot into the office.
He is still in his trailer?
Yes, he's in his trailer. And he's in a bad mood because we're not done. But we are working on it, and the guys did a lot of hard work while we were gone. I feel like I've been gone in eternity, even though we had a show on Thursday, because I missed that show.
Right.
And then we took a week off, and I purged my brain from football mostly. Focused on current events like 90s basketball. But we're back in the building.
You love the Jordan cards.
I do love 90s hoops, yeah. But it is Tuesday, February 24th. Mike Wright is here. I'm Andy Holloway. This is the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. We would be remiss if we didn't tell you the Ultimate Draft Kit, the Dynasty Pass, is live right now.
Yeah, and we got a deadline coming up.
Combine.
No.
Oh, you're talking about for the promo.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the impending Combine, which we release a second update to the Dynasty Pass after the Combine. But no, it is the 24th of February, and if you don't pick it up by March 1st, you're going to miss out because you'll have a chance to win a Listener League spot to play with us in 2026. So ultimatedraftkit.com. If you're already an Ultimate Foot Clan member, you're entered to win. If you've already picked it up, you're entered to win. But this is the lowest price you're going to get on the Ultimate Draft Kit, the #1 draft day tool. All of the tools and resources, the Dynasty Pass, all that stuff, ultimatedraftkit.com. And I would say if you're going to get it, because we know a lot of you wait a while. If you're going to get it with a shot to be in the Listener League.
I mean, I would.
And that's ultimatedraftkit.com. All right, we have a quick question today, Mike.
I'd say we do real quick. We need to be better on following up on these because we put out the call.
Oh, we do.
We put out. Do we got the horn?
I think so.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen, Foot Clan, you did it. The FSGA Awards took place. The best social media content, which is completely a fan vote. Bang,
took it down, baby. Took it down.
We are so back. So thank you for taking the time to vote for us. So we did take home that award. Got us a nice little trophy. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no, and I think we also took home the best video show.
Yep, we got.
And we once we won that, we were like, let's change it.
Yeah.
We're like, let's change everything about it.
Tear it down.
All right, we do have a quick question, Mike. Shall I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. We wanted to ask the question right here, right now, late February. Which players do you estimate will have the biggest drop in average draft position this upcoming season? Which it's hard to predict because we don't know where free agency is going to land and where the draft's going to go, but there are players that are
there's a couple freebies.
Subject to change, yeah.
There's a couple freebies. I think Isaiah Pacheco is the big-time one. He was a fifth-round pick last year, and he will be completely replaced on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think is he a free agent?
I think there was some news that broke about him a couple days ago. as well.
But it's just he will be replaced. He's played 4 years, so he will be looking for a new contract. And the way that things have turned for him, man, he burned bright. He burned real bright in those first 2 years, and then just was never able to keep it going. But he will go from a 5th-round pick to being basically undrafted, because I can't imagine he's getting a free agent job.
Yeah, and I would say the one that I went with, it's the player I want to talk about, because I think there was a point where I thought he'd be traded, but with the recent news about Travis Hunter's role in the offense, I no longer believe that at all. It's Brian Thomas Jr., who was a 2nd-round pick. He was a sensational rookie, and his underdog ADP right now is in the 5th round. I think it'll stay around there. I think there's great hesitation around Brian Thomas Jr.
There should be.
And it's just a strange thing when a player goes out and shows you what they were capable of doing as a rookie, putting up prolific numbers, certainly acting the part of a true alpha. And then to what happened this year, the emergence of Parker Washington, the trade and extension for Jacoby Myers, the drafting of Travis Hunter. Like, we are all going to have to adjust our expectations for Brian Thomas Jr. There may be dominant games. I don't think there'll be dominant seasons anymore in the same tier that he did as a rookie. And to me, that's a weird thing when your rookie season may be the best one you have for your entire career.
Yeah.
But it feels like that for Brian Thomas Jr. And so I don't think he's going to be traded. But the news recently has been that Travis Hunter is going to be a full-time corner, part-time offensive wide receiver. Which, that gives Brian Thomas Jr. some stability.
Man. The Travis Hunter thing is so weird. Like, I don't know if there was ever, thinking back, like, could it really fully work? Like, they traded a lot to go get Travis Hunter, who, great player. I think he can be excellent at whatever position they specialize him in. But the allure of the unicorn who could play, he's like, oh, can he play 2 full-time starter positions for us? I don't know if that's ever going to come to pass.
Yeah,
and trading all that to move up to number 2 for a DB.
It's the trade that does it, because it's like if you just had the pick.
You
so draft a prolific cornerback, I'm
that's
fine with that. And
yeah.
you get some offensive reps from that corner. That's cool.
It's like,
but it's the trade that you traded for someone that you felt like you needed to be full time both ways.
Yeah, and I don't think doesn't sound like that's going to happen.
Which I just wonder though. Like, I just wonder how alternate history plays out if he doesn't get hurt. He had a 100-yard, like 10 catch, whatever it was, 14 target game. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was like that was the moment I traded for him in a fantasy league.
There was a lot of garbage in there.
There was. I'm just saying
these were bloated numbers of a team that was down multiple scores.
But it was post-bye, and it was like evidence that they had worked him into the offense.
Well, I think it was right before the bye.
Oh, you're right, because he got hurt on the bye.
Yeah.
I think he had the big game, and then you're like, maybe they do even more with the bye week. All that being said, it's like after that point in time, they extended Jacoby Myers, right? After that point in time, Parker Washington has a breakout due to opportunity, which shows them what they have in him. So I guess I just wonder what would have happened.
Sure.
And obviously an injury changes everything. That's the luxury of Travis Hunter, is it's like if Parker Washington goes down, if Brian Thomas goes down, you can play him more.
Yes,
you can play him more on the offensive side. So that's kind of the name for me. Outside of Pacheco, Mike, is there another name that you think is really vulnerable?
I said there's a couple freebies. I'll throw Kamara in there as well, who right now, he was a 4th-round pick last year. Right now in best ball, he is going in the 13th round, as we all expect. We expect a replacement of some sort for Kamara as he fades off or rides off into the sunset. I'm not going to call fade. Alvin Kamara ruled. Alvin Kamara had a great career.
All great things must come to an end.
But they have to, especially at the running back position. I wonder the Panthers situation at running back is going to be very interesting. We all expect Rico to I expect Rico to leave.
Yeah.
Will he get the bag that he wants?
I don't think he will ever be content in this world. I really don't. I think Rico will always.
Well, he'll be content if he gets paid, but I don't know that the bag nor the starting role is out there for him. But I think at this point, no matter what, even if he goes and takes a timeshare backup position, it's not going to be with the Panthers. I think he's going to be too upset. And then you have, what do the Panthers do of Chuba, who's still being paid very, very well. And then
Jonathan Brooks.
Is Jonathan Brooks actually back after another ACL tear?
I won't be shocked
second-round pick
if they take a running back.
Oh, man,
in the middle to late rounds as well. Well, they have Trevor Etienne as well.
Sure.
Who they drafted. So maybe they feel like they have enough.
Chuba, who was a fourth-rounder last year, right now he's in the 8th. He's going to be – I think he'll be very interesting of like a guy in those later rounds. They're like, this is a starting running back for a team that really can get the run game going. Like Chuba in the 4th was not super alluring to me last year. I'm Team Rico, and it kind of just turned into a big mess for everybody. But Chuba in the 8th? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, more interesting. Yeah, there'll be a lot of we've got the combine coming up. We'll have the draft. We'll have free agency. And a lot of these depth charts are going to shake out.
Oh, yes.
And we update those as well in the Ultimate Draft Kit, keep you apprised of everything. Let's catch up on some news.
News and notes from around the league.
All right, we just said it. The NFL Combine starts on Thursday, February 26th, with those boring defensive linemen and linebackers.
Yeah.
And then Friday they give you the DBs, and then they're like, hey, here, have a little tight ends in there.
Well, I mean, that'll be fun.
Kenyon Sadiq.
We will be on Sadiq watch.
Eli Stowers.
I mean, there's some interesting tight ends this year. Sadiq does lead the way, though, as someone who he's probably going to crush the combine.
Oh, he absolutely will.
He is a very athletic big man.
I genuinely think he's going to be pushing top 10.
Oh, man.
Which is a terrifying proposition for fantasy players.
Yes.
We're going to talk about one getting franchise tag that we had to deal with for years. Saturday's quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs, and then Sunday the offensive linemen. Big news, though, the Cowboys, they signed Javonte Williams to a three-year, $24 million contract.
Congratulations, Javonte.
That feels like a true accomplishment.
It does.
Because he could have been like the worst-case scenario for a running back prospect. Never get paid, flame out of the league due to injury, and, I don't know, get a job at Walmart.
Yeah.
But instead, he redeems himself with a fabulous year in Dallas, and now they sign him to a 3-year deal.
$16 million guaranteed. Congratulations, Javonte.
Cowboys, Stephen Jones said the team will place the franchise tag on George Pickens.
It's the only way forward.
It's the only way.
Well, I'm saying, you have to. You can't just let George Pickens walk.
Yeah, whether it's sign and trade from this point or keep him or extend him.
Yeah, unfortunately, this does not give us any true information on what is the future, like what is 2026 for George Pickens, where will he be? We still don't know that, but this was the first piece that had to happen.
Another bit of franchise tag news, Kyle Pitts, the expectation the Falcons will use the franchise tag on Kyle Pitts and work on a long-term extension. Kyle Pitts, he is 25 years old.
Dude. Oh, Kyle.
He did have a game.
He had a couple.
A game of games, though. I mean, an all-time record. So there you go. You think of their offense right now, and you're like, you take Kyle Pitts out of it, and they feel doomed. Like, how do you give Michael Penix any chance at being a success if you're just deleting Kyle Pitts from this offense, and it's Drake London, who dealt with injuries, and no one else in the receiver room? So that'll be interesting. Kirk Cousins is going to get released. So it'll be Michael Penix with another shot. Do you think it works out? Kyle's listening with bated breath.
I am hopeful. Nope. I lied. I'm very, very skeptical. I'm hopeful in terms of I want it to work because I want every quarterback to work. I'm not hopeful thinking it will work.
Kyle's thoughts are, quote, nothing will ever work out. That's a very Arizona Cardinals, New York Jets, Cleveland Browns.
Yes. Good.
I still think those four teams, we should pool our players. I mean, let's figure this thing out. Seahawks, unlikely. It was first reported that they would or might consider it, but now unlikely to franchise or transition tag.
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker.
Get that shmoney, Ken.
You want him to leave? Or you just want him to sign a big deal there?
I want my guy to get paid. And I mean, yeah, there's a couple spots I'd rather him go to because Charbonnet will come back. Like the ACL is not the end of Charb's career.
No,
and
it's not the end of Zach Ertz's career either.
Oh my gosh, this guy! But like Walker coming back, he'll have despite what happened there at the end in the playoffs where they had no choice and they have to keep giving him the ball over and over. To great success, I might add, Super Bowl MVP. But like, if Charbonnet had torn his ACL in week 5 or 6, like they wouldn't have gone just Walker. They would go get someone else to have the complementary piece. So if he goes back to Seattle, you know what it will be. That's where I don't necessarily want him to go back selfishly for my dynasty team.
Yeah, and then, I know injuries never concern you, but it's one of those things where it's like, did his success come by them managing? Is that the situation where Ken Walker's best in this league? Is somewhat managed reps, not every rep. But this one just blows my mind. I feel like we could spend forever in the news with what we have here. The Jets will, quote, probably, according to the Athletic Zach Rosenblatt, probably use the franchise tag on Breece Hall. Look, I understand. Let me say something. I understand that
they got no idea what they're doing.
You're a professional athlete. You're one of the, I believe, 0.027% of the kids that grow up to become a professional athlete. I'm talking to Breece. I'm saying all this to say I understand like how fortunate he is to be a professional running back, but of all the players I've ever known, he feels the most in prison than anybody I've ever. How do you don't like him, but you keep him? It's like a dysfunctional marriage or something. Just let him go. Let him go be free.
Yeah, he will.
It's better for the kids.
I mean, like if he signs and plays on the franchise tag, yes, we're talking a lot of money for him, but then nothing guaranteed for the future. Like you play on the franchise tag. Franchise tags for running backs is just awful.
You're saying because their windows are so small to make money?
If he goes out on the franchise tag, blows up his knee. Like
Kyle, figure out what that number is going to be this year. Because we got like CMC's contract. You've got some big contracts out there. I wonder if it represents like 2 or 3 years worth of money in some regards.
It could.
But yeah, to me it's just weird. It feels like vindictive.
Kyle's saying 14 and
14. I mean, that's a lot of money.
I know. It's a lot of money. But it's like Breece Hall in the open market. Breece Hall gets more than 14.5 guaranteed.
He does, but he should probably get that after this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean,
also, you don't want to spend your entire career playing for garbage.
It feels
garbage
like
team.
The more he wants out, the more they want to keep him. The trade deadline felt vindictive and stupid. They could have gotten money or picks for him then. And then now it feels like maybe there's a trade in the works. Maybe it's just let's get assets, let's franchise him and trade him. I don't know. Tyreek Hill has been released.
Okay. Congratulations, I guess.
There's part of me that feels like it's Kansas City or bust for his return.
I don't think he's going back.
Yeah.
And he still has a nebulous legal surroundings.
Oh, let's talk about Rashee Rice. The news was not all just like basic bullet point news. Because we also we got the super tragic news about Rondale Moore.
Yes.
Who, we're out in Arizona. I mean, Arizona drafted Rondale Moore. He was a part of this franchise for a long period of time. I mean, there's no, seemingly okay way to even react to that news.
Sure.
Because it's just
report it.
It's super tragic and sad. And he had gone through catastrophic injuries and multiple years in a row. And when we talk about him on the show, not him, but like injuries, it's just like it's like a sentence.
Yes.
Like for us, it's a sentence of like, okay, this guy tore his ACL. For the player, it's like, it's years of rehabilitation and work and time and all the implications for your career and life's work, and we don't know what's going on.
Instead of getting to play the games, you're just trying to fix your knee.
Yeah, and this is not a player with a secured – it's not like his entire future in the NFL was secured coming back from injury either. So it's really sad to get that news. So we do have other Chiefs news, the restructuring of Mahomes' contract to save them money, and then the Rashee Rice news. He was accused, according to TMZ, of violent and abusive behaviors in a lawsuit. It's a civil lawsuit. The news around Rashee Rice this time of year from about February to September, not really been great.
No, it has not.
There was also rumors for Kansas City about their interest in Travis Etienne, which probably the biggest reason that Jason would like to be here right in this moment is to think about his dynasty teams with Travis Etienne landing in Kansas City.
It would be pretty good.
He's a free agent, so he gets to choose his destination.
I think it would be pretty good. Not everyone can go to Kansas City and have like superstar success. Travis Etienne would be awesome there.
He would. Zach Ertz is expected to return for a 14th season and to be clear from his ACL injury, which was in week 14 of last year, by week 1. I looked at the career numbers for Zach Ertz. It feels like the world tried to retire him after 2020, and this will be 6 seasons since then if he plays this year.
Right.
So he's kind of sticking it to you, Mike. He won't get out of the way.
And I hate what Zach Ertz has become in my life.
He's a roadblock to all your other players.
Yes, because Zach Ertz is an all-timer. Like I think he's like top 10 in receptions and yards at the position in the history of the NFL. He is an all-time player, great player, can still help a team. But yeah, it was like Zach Ertz was in the way of Trey McBride. You couldn't get who is now we look at one of the best tight ends in the league.
I think he has more catches than Jason Witten.
I
think he has more career catches than Jason Witten.
There were multiple years where it was like, dude, PPR, Zach Ertz, it was awesome. But in the way of what
nothing, man. Nothing. We got the Falcon back there giggling because you said PP. It was a normal sentence.
Okay.
But
okay.
Grow up.
Goodness
Look,
gracious.
he can't even raise his head.
But he does not have it was a 1-year contract with Washington. As I assume we're referring to Ben Sinnott, who I still believe. Well, I have a hope that he'll just get a chance. That's where it starts.
Of course.
You just want to get a chance and see if it will actually work. So where will he go? What team would Washington actually bring him back? Not completely sure.
Well, one more for you, Mike. The Patriots.
Yes.
Patriots have officially released Antonio Gibson.
Yeah. Man, that was pretty inevitable.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with some mailbag. All right, let's get into it.
Mailbag.
Did you have a nice break?
I had a delightful break.
Yeah. Did you think about football very much?
I was still checking in on the Twitter X machine just so I can stay apprised of the news, but I was trying to unplug.
Trying my best. You went up north for a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, oh yeah. Got those red rocks. I got healed in the vortex.
Up in Sedona?
Yeah.
How long were you up there?
3 nights.
Oh, that's nice.
Look out. The vortex will get you. They're everywhere there.
I don't
even know what they are.
I don't know what
I don't know what
Is that an aliens thing?
It's an energy.
Oh, there's
crystals and
up in the vortex?
Vortexes?
Brother, I couldn't not know what you're saying more.
Also, how is it like when someone says vortex, I imagine like literally a tornado.
Yeah, that's what I pictured. But it's violent and it's probably got some lightning in it.
But this is a healing tornado. It does the opposite. It puts stuff back together.
Honestly, at this point, I'm really glad I wasn't up there after all that you said.
It was awesome.
All right, we're into the mailbag. If you have a question, go to the website, thefantasyfootballers.com. Click that submit a question button or dial our voicemail hotline, 302-464-TFFB. Looks like we got a voicemail question. Not sure I'm a fan of the topic. Let's find out.
Hey, ballers. What on earth do I do with Kyler Murray in Dynasty? Help me out. I feel like this is going to be a fun one to talk about on the show. Take care.
All right. Kyler Murray in Dynasty. My current thought process and belief is I think he's the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals this year. I know there's a lot of smoke. So I'm not saying it won't be surprising if he's moving on. I just believe that with where the Cardinals are, with the contract situation, that he probably just ends up playing it out in 2026. He's a $52 million cap hit right now in 26, and then it drops substantially down to a 7.2 if they were to cut him after this year. But I think he ends up just in Arizona. You need to hold on to him. Let the new the new scent of LaFleur I'm sorry, the scent of McVay by way of LaFleur coming in. Let that give you some hope. Everyone right now is, like they're looking at Minnesota, and it's like, who can we get to Minnesota? How do we get quarterbacks to Minnesota? I think Kyler's in Arizona, and I think that J.J. McCarthy is the starting quarterback for Minnesota, despite what all the media is trying to do right now.
Yeah, I'm really curious
So I would just be holding
what's going to happen. Yeah, I think there's no way his value can be lower than right now. There's
Correct.
there's probably no player with a more negative sentiment that's potentially fantasy valuable if they're a starter than Kyler Murray. Nobody's interested. They've all decided that they're out. I don't know if he'll be in Arizona or not because I don't really know who's pulling the strings there. Like, you bring in LaFleur as sort of, you waited a long time to bring him in. You wanted Kubiak. Bidwell is kind of controlling.
Oh, man. Did you see people talking to Bidwell again?
About him
like,
being the president.
Be the president.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, no, I'm the president.
I know.
And you're like,
we know, little
you're
guy.
doing a bad job.
We know, little guy.
A bad job.
We know, buddy. We know you
And
you own the team, buddy.
You worked real hard, and you got the team. The numbers are staggering for NFL teams of owners who make themselves the president versus owners who bring someone in to be a president. The teams that bring someone else in, far more success. Wonder why? I wonder why bringing in a full-time person who's like, you are a football you can be the president, you can be the manager of the football team over the guy who just got the team.
And all that to say, I think it's going to kind of be up to them. Do they want the reset, like, psychologically in Arizona? Because you bring in a new coach, you let go of Gannon. There's part of me that thinks that whether it's the right decision or not, LaFleur might not get the say in it, and they may just want the reset.
They might.
New coach, new quarterback. Is it Malik Willis? Is it Tyson Bagent? Tyler Bagent, right?
Secret Bagent, man? Wait,
you didn't know this?
We? No, I have not heard this.
There's rumors around Bagent.
No way.
About Tyson Bagent coming to Arizona and being the quarterback.
No.
Because Chicago paid him a decent amount of money to be a backup. So it'd be a trade.
Oh,
but there's rumors of some interest there. So look, it's all a path to number one for Arizona. It's all a path to Arch Manning or Dante Moore or something. That's my view of this season. I think the Cardinals, the reason they wouldn't bring Kyler back is that they want to go out there and compete their way to number one.
It's very possible. But just to kind of wrap up with the question, just because I believe that Kyler is the quarterback for Arizona, which that still has value for Dynasty. You want starting quarterbacks on your roster no matter what. And also, what if I'm wrong and he goes to Minnesota? If Kyler Murray ends up the starting quarterback of Minnesota, he will be good for fantasy football.
And that will be like a complete change in people's perspectives instantly.
I feel very confident about that. J.J. McCarthy, it didn't immediately work fantasy-wise for him, but when you get competent quarterback play for Minnesota and the KOC offense, like Carson Wentz, it was fine. So in Dynasty, the value is way too low right now to get anything back. So I'm just going to hold cross the fingers.
Would you actually go get him? Because it's that low, man. It's that depressed.
Sure.
I feel like he would be – I feel like you could go get him for – let me ask you this. Would you trade Riley Leonard for him?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're saying the just the hopeful backup.
Would you trade Will Howard for
him? Yeah, probably. I mean, that one, it feels like more of a longer shot that Will Howard actually ends up the starter for Pittsburgh.
Than Riley?
Then
I feel like Howard is a higher odds than Riley.
Yes, yeah, but I'm saying they're both very low odds compared to what Kyler represents for your team.
Would you trade Tyson Bagent for him?
Yes, I would.
Oh, okay.
In like, if I'm a team that needs a quarterback in this particular draft class, I'll send a.
That's
third.
what I'm curious about. Yeah,
I'll send a third for.
I don't think we mentioned that there was a report that the Colts are looking at a long-term deal with Daniel Jones.
Yep.
So
makes sense.
This question comes in from Twitter from Bookie Bets. Which team do you think will go from worst to first in their division? One team, so since 2015, at least one team every year drafting inside the top 10 either wins their division or 12 games that year.
Interesting. So
worst to first. So what are the worst teams? We've got the Jets, Browns, Titans, Raiders in the AFC.
Okay.
We've got the Giants. Right? The Lions?
Yeah. The Lions, dude.
The Lions finished 4th. I mean, give me a layup. The Saints and the Cardinals. I mean, I would say it's the Lions and Giants. I think those are the two most interesting ones. The Giants are interesting to me.
It's funny as I'd put it on Shuck.
I mean, that division's one to pick for.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
that division is always wacky.
I don't blame you for that at all.
So from worst to first, I would say I think the Saints have the best chance. Like,
what happened to your what happened to your Giants? You think they got a shot?
Oh, they have a shot.
Hardball?
Yeah, sure, they have a shot. It's looking at the opponents. Like the Lions, it does feel like the layup, but it's like Chicago and Green Bay are legit.
Yeah, no, the divisions are way harder.
And Minnesota's season is so funny. They were 9-8.
Yeah.
The Vikings were 2 games out of first place in the NFC North, and everyone's view of it was like, this season was an absolute disaster. They were 9-8.
They won their last 5 games, I think.
Like, they're
one
Vikings are
Kyler
not
Murray
out.
away.
So
from 9-8 again. Instagram question from Tim in Ohio. What do you think Cam Skattebo? Well, he says Cam Skatteboom.
Yes.
What is his ceiling next year? He had that ankle fracture dislocation. We'll see what happens if he's ready in the later part of the offseason for week 1. Ceiling for I mean, I love the pass catching of Cam Skattebo, and I love the established relationship between him and Jackson Dart. I mean, what is the ceiling? Do you want a number?
Can
what you're
Skattebo be a top 12 guy?
Probably.
He was on his way.
Yeah, I would say probably. I think I'd probably, if you had said top 10, I might have paused.
Okay.
I mean, I think probably 10 to 15 is where I project his potential.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
I mean, part of his success, I mean, you had a couple things go right when he was kind of cooking. You had injury, right? The rest of the backfield was pretty beat up. You had no Malik Neighbors in the passing game. But, yeah, I mean, he's a 24-year-old running back that can catch the ball. I mean, you've got to imagine he can finish inside the top 12.
He's going right now in best ball as the running back 19. So,
yeah,
he is being
injury concern.
He's being drafted aggressively for someone whose ankle was.
You think 19 is high?
It just based off like right now. Right now, to invest at running back 19, it was someone you don't know for sure they're going to be ready for the season.
That's where I think that's where I think the best ball plays in a big part there. Because ceiling, you're betting on a swing, and when you're 24, year 2, I think that you have high upside. So even if there's a lot of risk.
Here's a couple names going behind Skattebo right now: Travion Henderson.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Javonte and R.J. Harvey. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I would say
that's an aggressive
Travion,
draft.
I'm surprised, is not ahead of him. Javonte and Harvey, I would probably put behind him in a best ball league. For sure.
Man.
Yeah. Not in a redraft. I think I'd think of it different in a redraft. What is this question? Who put this in here?
I don't know. Read it. I don't
want to read it. I'm going to make Al read it. Al, next question.
Oh, from Ben.
Next question.
Ben M.
This one's from Ben M. Levy.
Yes, over on Instagram. And he wants to know, what does Jason smell like?
And I have to defer this to the captain of the ship because
What?
I can't smell nothing.
Whiskey. Old fashions.
Leather-bound books.
He smells like I'm very happy to report that I don't know. Like, it's not an odor in which I can know that. Which means he's doing
like I'm not a fragrance guy. Are you a fragrance guy?
I'm not.
Put on the does anyone here do the cologne?
I feel like Falcon probably does.
Are you shaking his head?
Nope.
I do.
You do? What's your scent?
Cheap stuff. I don't know.
It's
I'm not saying it without sponsorship money.
No,
okay.
He smells more like a roller skate rink.
And I'm embarrassed.
Axe body spray.
It's close to that.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's an Axe knockoff.
Yeah, I can't afford that.
Like machete?
I think it's called Bodman.
Oh yeah!
Oh man, I can't believe you made me admit
that
this
comes
on
in
the
the
air.
Windex bottle.
Yeah, it sure does.
What, for
Sure
more
does.
because you can get more?
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
do you need to smell
I'd be
good?
surprised he doesn't mix his own.
And also applies like cleaner. This thing like
Windex?
It's not a pump. It's not a finger pump. It's a full. You pull.
You
the
need
trigger.
a third party to bring it come
Yeah,
in here and
you
spray
do.
you down. I mean, I'm happy to say
I
that
wish I hadn't spoken up.
you're not. At
Oh,
least
dude,
you
that's
don't.
great.
The worst guy is the too much. The too much guy can
You know how you get too much?
a Windex bottle. This one comes in a hose. Oh, he has nothing left to say.
I
He's
mean,
already,
I'm HR here. I haven't had any complaints about you being an overpowering scent, so you're all
we
right.
would say something.
All right.
Because an over cologner, that'll nuke a whole building. Permanent. No, and you've never done that. See, we couldn't. If we had known that you were a bod man, we would have gone. We would have gone straight to you in this segment to start it.
Do you use the one?
The name of the sentence is even more
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Do you use the one that is called really ripped abs?
That's the one.
Does it work?
It's
No.
Oh,
It's the smell
It smells nice.
does it
but-
smell like really ripped abs? What does
No.
that smell like?
I don't know.
I want to describe for the audio audience what this. I'm looking at a picture of this. This looks like something you would detail your car with. 100%. This is what you spray onto your dash and then and buff it off. Amazing. Oh yeah, Kyle just said it looks like Armor All. It's his armor.
Shine your dash and smell like cash.
What do you want to smell like? Really ripped abs.
Yeah.
The other scent is Most Wanted.
Oh man,
I-
they're getting a lot of airtime.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure we're getting a sponsorship on this product anytime soon. What an amazing time to take a break.
Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. And we're talking all your favorite sports: basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, esports, and more. And now Prize Picks has early payouts if your player gets off to a hot start. You might have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes, and all withdrawals are fast and secure. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
I'm just visualizing the process in the morning of putting it on.
Well, I'm looking at the names of
Are there more names?
There's uppercut.
I'm happy to spend the rest of the day right here.
Okay, uppercut. Look out for
There's uppercut, really ripped abs, Most Wanted.
liquid titanium.
Come on. This is a product
Oh,
invented by AI.
But there's fresh guy.
Fresh Guy sounds all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a wintergreen? What color's that bottle?
I don't know. It's out.
I
It's
hope
out of stock. It's
I
so
hope
good.
every fragrance is the same. I hope every bottle is the same smell and they just name it different stuff.
What is like the Fruit Loops or what's the
oh yeah, where the
you're like it's actually just the same. Everyone
the
is
same flavor.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah. This is incredible. I hope there's
welcome
one
to-
that's like bald spot. Every insecure, it's just named after insecurities of men.
Moobs.
Moves. Lovely handles.
Are you, sir? Do I detect a hint of moobs?
Oh. Oh my.
Very sophisticated.
Oh yes. Do I catch some really ripped abs? Oh, I love the offseason so much. What do you think, Jay?
Ah, yes.
He's more of a Musk man.
Of course.
Oh,
there we go. There we go.
Oh, I hope you graduate through them as you get into better shape. Oh, gosh. They're going to get a random sales spike. Oh, this is fabulous.
Well, thank you for your question, Ben.
Oh, man. And you'll be able to buy autographed bottles of Bod by Al Borland on the shop tomorrow. Question from Aaron Brown, 9751. Where do you rank Chargers weapons with a healthy offensive line? Which wide receiver would be the number one? You got McConkey and Trey Harris, Quentin Johnston, Lambert Smith.
I think Huge is still at the top for me.
When they say weapons, are you counting? I mean, are you counting Hampton, Gadsden?
I think they just want to know about the wide receiver. Don't make it too complicated.
Well,
Huge, Ladd, or
if
Trey
I had
Harris.
to pick one, I'm picking Ladd.
Okay.
Of that group. I mean, he does not probably have the monster upside, but I feel the safest with him. Is that a bad feeling?
No, I think it's fun. The
It's a
Chargers,
slow start, but he kind of got it going.
The Chargers are going to be very fun of seeing where ADP shakes out. As Jason and I really like Trey Harris. I think he is a good prospect. Just he was more set up, and then Keenan Allen became available for them, and they picked him up, and Keenan Allen had 24% of the targets. Heal up this offensive line, get this new offense cooking, and Huge is going to be at the top for me. That's how I'm going to handle it. And then between Ladd and Trey Harris of the value they bring you in the draft, I think that will be where it's very interesting. Like, is Trey Harris just kind of left in the double-digit rounds? Because if that's going to happen, then he will be on a lot of my teams.
Liquid titanium, most wanted, really ripped abs, fresh guy, fresh blue musk, dark ice, blue surf, fruity,
Yeah, okay.
iconic,
Ooh.
and uppercut. Oh, and the most popular? Reserve.
Now that's distinguished.
Yeah, that sounds like a
That guy has all
whiskey.
the Britannicas.
Annie the Nanny. How early should I be picking and researching players for the 2026 fantasy football season? Well, you probably shouldn't be picking them right now.
No. But well, I mean, if you're
I know what you
playing
mean.
best ball, but
maybe selecting
researching. Part of the advantage of the year round is like you get to track the sentiment on the public of how they're looking at players, and you get to that's where you extract the value. Is you have a player that your process says, okay, I like him. I think the talent, the opportunity is there. You're like, oh, and the public has shifted because there's a new hotness, or there's a new shiny player that we're really interested in, and now I'm going to get value. So that to me, just at least not everyone's a degenerate like we are here, where we're just getting all the news all the time, but keeping at least one eye on what's going on, I think, is a smart move, just the whole time.
Yeah, and the NFL does you a favor. It doesn't really give you a break, right? Like it doesn't. The combine's coming soon. Then you're gonna have the league year start in March. free agency is a humongous opportunity to talk about and pay attention to where you're kind of thinking about players, and then you'll be into the draft. And, this show is year-round, so you can come hang out with us. We'll do that DGen work for you.
Yeah, we will.
And we'll smell good doing it. Mike, we might as well take this one without Jason here. Sam writes in from Instagram, what's your favorite card in your card collection? Mike and I have been, speaking of degeneracy,
yes,
we have been into the trading card world. My son got me into it about August of last year, and I really ran with the ball after that.
Yeah, as have I. I have jumped in. It's the parallels of fantasy football and card collecting is very, very strong. My favorite card in my my personal collection, or PC, if you're in the hobby, as we how arrogant are we? We're like, it's the hobby.
Oh, like of all hobbies?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you do? Oh, well, I'm in the hobby. And it's like card people are like, he collects cards. Hobby.
$1.7 billion in card sales on eBay last year.
Yeah, it's
$1.7
billion. It's a very
and Mike was
business.
1.2 of that.
Yes.
Mike owns eBay.
My
favorite card.
My personal collection is Gridiron Marvels cards. And my favorite card, I mean, it's recency bias, but like I have a Dart PSA 10 Marvel that is pretty awesome.
We both have a horizontal Larry Fitzgerald downtown in honor of the GOAT, the Hall of Famer, first ballot.
Yes.
I do have a PSA 6 86 rookie Michael Jordan. I collect a lot of Michael Jordan cards.
See, now you're in nerd territory.
I know. I'm sorry.
Talking about Dart.
He was the number one sale of all of those 1.6 billion in sales. Question from Wax Against the Machine. Keep trade cut. Marvin Harrison Jr., DK Metcalf, Mike Evans. Whew. Well, Evans is my cut.
Cutting DK Metcalf.
Metcalf is my trade. Marv is my hold.
I don't want DK Metcalf in my life anymore.
I don't want. The irony of all those three, I'd want Mike Evans in my life. His life is he's just on an expiring career.
He's towards the end. I was surprised by the way the news was being reported on Mike Evans. Like we found, hey, Mike Evans is going to test the market, but every report was Mike Evans going to return for another year, and it's like, was there any question that wasn't going to happen? Like,
I think at this point, it's like when Larry was entering. Every year they're asking Larry in the offseason, are you coming back? Are you not?
I was surprised that was the sentiment of the reporters. Like, hey, big news, Mike Evans is going to come back. Like, he looked like he
maybe
still
the free agency.
Yeah, so he's going to go get some cash. Okay, keep trade cut. Marv, Metcalf, Evans. I mean, I assume we're talking a longer dynasty view, so I would take Marv.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, but I'm gonna. Instagram from YMV. Been playing redraft for 15 years. Do you think switching to keeper is worth it?
Our keeper league is my favorite league because it's not overblown. The impact of your keepers can really matter, and it matters more in our league because of you can trade draft picks. So it's like when you sell your draft picks for the next year, and you're like, man, I'm not even going to be able to compete. If you have strong keepers, even if you don't have draft picks, you can still compete. So in ours, we have a 3-keeper. It doesn't overpower things. So yeah, I'd pick it up. You don't have to abandon your redraft. 3. I think most people can handle 3 leagues. If you're into fantasy football, which you're asking a fantasy football podcast a question, you like the game, you can handle a redraft and a keeper.
Last question, Super Sharp 17. What do y'all do when you're not talking about fantasy football?
I'm probably driving my son around to his football training.
Yeah, you are.
You're all I do now.
You're always like, he needs a license stat.
Yeah, but he's not old enough for one.
Yeah, that'll get you. You could give him the car, but that's you do. You're always like at a different event or even when I ask you, I was like, oh, you want to go do something? Oh no, I'm at this park on the moon in the middle of the cold.
Bro, he has his first tackle game on Saturday, It will be the farthest I've had to go for a.
Oh, really?
We're pretty much driving down to Casa Grande for a
Congratulations
for a football game.
Yeah,
like what?
That's amazing.
What are we doing? Here?
Youth sport. I mean, that number's real, by the way. 0.027%
of kids go pro.
Of kids make a professional sports league. Not to say don't pursue sports. Just saying, like, I don't know. That's interesting with how crazy kids sports have become is super profitable, super hyper concentrated. You know, this is not a joke. I don't know if you knew this, Mike, because you don't follow baseball. I believe an 11-year-old was just signed. That's not a joke.
Signed to
over $1 million contract.
What?
From the Dominican. The Phillies signed an 11-year-old.
By a professional baseball
By a professional team. I see Deucer's Alley going, what? Like you're lying. No, this is real.
It seems illegal.
It didn't. I'm sure when they got the $1.2 million check, they were like, "This is so legal."
Kyle says correct.
It was a futures contract, but it's like
what?
But that highlights what I'm saying. Like it's a crazy amount of time that you have to invest.
Hey, but you got to chase your dreams.
Sure. Yeah.
And by chase, he means Dad, drive me around everywhere.
Yeah, no, that's the card collecting thing's been kind of a fun hobby. I mean, we're all three of us are dads to 3 kids, so they take up a lot of the time in a good way or in Mike's
or in a bad
way.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for joining us. Thursday we got some game time, some Who Am I, some Liar Liar in store for Thursday. We'll see how the studio evolves by then, and that'll be something you can watch.
Tune in. I mean.
You never know what's going to be
here. It might change
here.
every show. Who knows?
Yeah, it'll be a process over the offseason. But shout out to the Deucers and the team for their hard work, and we'll keep refining it. And I'm sure the comments will tell us everything we need to know. So that'll do it for this episode of the Fantasy Footballers. Catch you on Thursday. If you want a bonus episode all offseason, go to jointhefoot.com to support the show.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.